Coming up in this video, we're going to be answering your questions about becoming a travel agent. Let's go.
Perfect.
All right, everyone, my name is Jarrett-Jamal Davis, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, I create videos on a weekly basis with tips and strategies to help you grow your travel business. Now, this is going to be a different video. This is just going to be a questions and answer type of video. But before we get started, got my cup here today. As you can see, I am drinking on some lemon and ginger tea. And go ahead and comment in the comment section below and let me know. First of all, sit down. Sit down. I want you to sit down and get comfortable because I'm just going to be answering some questions. Now, if the questions that I answer are not something that you're looking for, if you have some other questions that I may have not responded to, make sure you put them in the comment section and I'll either answer them down there or I'll make another video like this. But first of all, hey, if you got a cup, tell me what you are drinking in the comment section below. But let's go ahead and get right into those questions. So the first one on the list, and I'm going to let you know, I'm going to be looking right, left, because I'm going to be reading these questions off of my computer. So this one is about commissions. And she was saying that her daughter was doing some research. They were both doing some research before they become a travel agent. And they were seeing some complaints about commissions and not being paid on time. So she wanted to know, is there a commission cycle and how does it work? Are the commissions paid after the trip begins? How does all of that work? So to answer that question, basically this is how it works in a nutshell. When you get started, you go through training, you get all of the information you need, and you start booking the vacations. When you book a client's vacation, after they have paid, you are going to get a confirmation. You need to email this confirmation to your clients, make sure they have all of their documentation. But you need to also keep up with this information as well, because there is going to be some booking information and a confirmation number that you need to keep up with. And if you are joining a host agency inside of their back office, you're going to want to take that information, because our host agency, and I would assume that most host agencies have this, there's a section in the back office where you register that booking. You're going to want to make sure that when you finish booking this vacation, you go fill out that form and register that booking, because what happens is the funds go directly to the vendor. Vendors have their own commission cycle. Most of the time, they're sending those commissions out at the end of the month. Even if you booked it this week, they send those commissions out at the end of the month directly back to the host agency. From there, the host agency has their own commission cycle. And our host agency, they pay out twice a month. So let's just say you book a vacation for a client in between those cycles. That means that when those funds come back from a vendor to the host agency, you have to wait till that next cycle comes so that that commission is paid out. Now, general times are after a client takes a vacation, you have up to 30 to 60 days to be paid out from the vacation that they've taken. So it's a lot of information, but the baseline is it's up to 30 to 60 days when you'll get paid out from that vacation that you booked. Now, the next question is going to be, are we able to get discounts or give better rates than what's currently online for like hotels, airlines, and cruise lines? And I'll answer this question by saying, first of all, as travel agents, as travel professionals, as travel advisors, we don't sell discounts. We don't sell, oh, we have the best rates. Here's why I say that. When you look at discounts, and let's say you're the person who sells the cheapest trips or you have all the discounts for vacations, I want you to understand that your commission as a travel agent, first of all, is built into the price. It is already built into the price. So if you're doing your online shopping right now and you're looking at flights and hotels and cruises and things of that nature, already understand that that price that you're seeing, a commission is already built into that. So travel agents don't have to charge any more or any less. Now, when you start trying to sell discounts, just think about it. The lower the amount, the less of a commission that you'll receive. But I just want you to know we don't sell discounts and we give the best rates. What I would say we do is we work with the clients and their budget. I like to do what I would call like a 3-tier system. When a client comes to me and it's time to book their vacation, of course, I get all of their information, all of their details for this vacation. So when it's time for me to give them a quote, I give them 3 quotes. I give them the first quote, it meets their budget. The second quote is below their budget. And then the third quote is above their budget. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is I'm giving them options so they can see whether they want to go ahead and get that vacation right there at their budget, or I can offer you something a little bit cheaper. It may be better, it may not be, or I can offer you something a little bit more expensive. There may be some feature that you didn't know you had access to. So I like to look at that versus just the discounts or the better rates. I give them 3 different quotes and then they'll be able to pick from that. So I hope that answered that question. Now, can your customers make payments? And I'll answer this question by saying yes, but when you look at making payments, what you want to know and understand about this is it needs to be that their vacation or their trip needs to be at least 90 days or further out. The example I give you is, let's say I want to go on a cruise next month. Next month will be March. I want to go on a cruise next month. That vacation is too close. And so you cannot give a payment plan for that because the travel date is too close. It needs to be at least 90 days or further out. So the further out, the more payments a client can make. So that's how I answer that question when it comes to can your customer make payments. Now, another piece I want to add to that is sometimes your clients or customers, family, friend, doesn't matter, they'll come to you for vacations that it just may not be in their budget. And a lot of times, because we don't have all the information, they may get deterred from booking that. But there are also vendors that we have access to. I'll give you an example. There's Uplift. Now, Uplift will allow your clients, if they are approved, to have a financed payment plan. Now, I know some people may say, look, I don't want to make people finance vacations and things of that nature, but you do want to give them the option. Now, you don't have to handle all of the paperwork when it comes to the Uplift financing. Once you send that information to your client, they fill out that paperwork. And if they are approved, those funds get paid directly to this vacation. So that payment will be paid and that trip will be paid off completely. But now your clients will be paying Uplift back the monthly fees for that vacation. So it's just another option for your clients. What's going on, everyone? Real quick, are you getting some great information from today's episode? Well, go ahead and support the channel by liking the video right now. That supports the channel and also pushes out the video so more people can see this great information. So again, we appreciate your support. Go ahead and like the video and let's get right back into the episode because I know it's a good one. Now, another question on the list is going to be, Do you have any advice on choosing a certification or training program? I'll stick with the certifications. And what I'll say about that when it comes to advice is when choosing a certification, it's going to be based upon the type of vacations and travel you want to sell. So, me personally, I love cruising. I love cruises. I love everything about it. So, the path I chose was to get certified in cruises. Now, there are so many different certifications you can get depending upon the ships and the vendors. You got Carnival, you got Norwegian, you have Disney does cruises, you have Virgin Voyages. Man, I mean, the list can go on. You have Viking cruises. So you can go down that path of getting the certification with whichever vendor you would like to start with. But it just depends on what you want to sell. I mean, some people want to be golf travel specialists, some people want to be Jamaican specialists, Disney specialists. It just depends on what type of vacations you want to specialize in. That'll let you know what type of certifications you need to take. So I hope this one helps. Now, the next question on the list, or mainly comment, is what I'm getting out of all of this is you have to join a host agency to get trained. I just want to know, is there another way that I can get trained without joining a host agency? And I'll answer that question by saying yes. There are other ways that you can become a part of the travel industry. I'm sorry, without joining a host agency, and that would be more of an independent route. Now, the independent route is a little bit more expensive. I've seen tiers of 5,000, 10,000, 25,000. It just depends on your budget. Now, the reason why I chose to join a host agency is because it wasn't in my budget to spend 5, 10, 15, and 25,000. I'm just being honest with you. And also, I wanted to see what host agencies offered. So, of course, I did my research on host agencies. And from there, I chose a host agency. I also looked at, was I going to be locked into a contract? And when I found out I wasn't, when I found out I could cancel at any time, that gave me the peace of mind to go ahead and get started and see what the host agency really offered. So I hope that helped. Again, like I said, you can do it without joining a host agency. It's just a little more expensive when you choose these other routes. And listen, price is what you pay, value is what you get. I'm pretty sure all of these different tiered programs offer something great, a product that is great that you can grow with. But again, you have to look at yourself and know yourself and your budget to see where you fit with that. So I hope that helps. Now, the next one is more or less another comment. Let's see, this was long. Just wanted to know how to become a travel agent. And you just want to get straight to the point. How does it work? Okay. You just want to know exactly how to become a travel agent. Well, easy enough. I can answer that and get straight to the point. How do you become a travel agent? Well, after you do your research, you find out, do you want to be an independent agent and do it on your own? Like I say, it's a more expensive route. Or do you want to join a host agency? It's cheaper and more affordable, but they both have pros and cons. I chose to join a host. Now, once you become a travel agent by going independent or joining a host, from there, you need to take their initial training. There's going to be some training that they provide you so you can see how you can use their service. Once you take that training, from there, you need to learn, or you need to figure out what type of vacations you want to sell, because this will tell you what certifications you want to go after. Now, once you decide the certifications you want to go after and you acquire those certifications, you still want to also get registered for at least a minimum of 2 events. This could be online training, this can be in-person training, but you're going to need this because the certifications will show you how to sell the product, but these events will show you how to grow your business, how to get more clients, and how to become a more official travel agent. So I hope that helps. Now, the next question on the list is, can you provide more information on what things to look for in a host travel agency? So I'll take a little sip on that one. So when it comes to what things you want to look for in a travel agency, I'll tell you what I looked for. In a host travel agency, I looked for support. I wanted to know what type of support I got before I got started. I wanted to know what type of customer service they had going along with support. I wanted to know what type of training they offered. I wanted to know, was I able to get certifications? I wanted to know, were there events and opportunities that I could have to get around other travel agents? Because although you may be able to do something like this from home, I can tell you one thing that is invaluable is getting around other people who are doing the same thing. Yes, you can learn a lot of information online. You can pass certifications, you can book and things of that nature. But when you get around other people, there's just so much information that you can learn just from being in the room with people. And that has served me over my travel agent journey. Just getting in a room, just getting around other people who are doing the same thing. So those are some of the things that I was looking for, support. Look, also added like the commission split. I wanted to see how much money I could make off of these vacations. So again, if you need to rewind that, rewind that. Those are some of the things that I looked for when I was going to join a host travel agency. Now, the next one on the list is wanted to get into becoming a travel agent. However, I just really want to book these vacations for family and for friends, but I don't really have a lot of directions. And I don't want to pay a ton of money monthly or startup. So can you please help? Again, this is why I picked a host agency. I'm not knocking any other program out there. I never do that. Again, I always say you have to choose right for you. And for me, the better option was to go with a host agency. And the thing about it is, if I ever decided to leave the host agency and go somewhere else, again, I'm not locked into a contract, so I can do that at any time. But the service, the information, all of the above that I have gotten from joining a host agency, it's I'm happy with what I have received, and that's why I've stayed so long. So if you don't have any direction and you're only doing this for friends and family, I would say look at your budget, and I would say, of course, still do your due diligence. If you choose to go the host agency route because you don't want to pay a ton of money monthly or anything like that, okay, now look up some of the host agencies that are in the industry. Of course, look up the reviews, and not only look up the reviews, talk to people who are a part of these host agencies. One thing you always got to look out to answer one of the earlier questions. Look, no one should be pressuring you to join any of these host agencies. I definitely wouldn't pressure you to join mine. I would just say, make sure you do your due diligence, get the information you need so you can make the best decision for yourself. So I hope that helped. Now, the next question on the list is, what is the best educational or host company out there? And what is the best way to get a CLIA card? Some of them I've seen require $5,000 or a $5,000 commission. All right, so to answer this one, what is the best educational or host company out there? I'm going to be biased because I'm in a host agency. So of course I'm gonna say mine. And if you want access to the host agency that I'm a part of, you can click the first link in the description. So I'll jump to the second part of the question, which is what is the best way to get a CLIA card? Now, from what I've seen, when you're going after a CLIA card, it can be kind of expensive doing it on your own. But what I've seen with becoming a travel agent with a host agency is I'm actually on the site right now, and an individual agent membership due is $129. Now, there are discounts based upon your affiliation with the host agency. So, with our host agency, once you make it to the checkout page, it is only $80 for your CLIA membership. So that is something you want to look into. You might want to look into joining a host agency to get the benefit of it being cheaper to get your CLIA card. So I hope that answered that question. But again, if you have another question, make sure you put it in the comment section below. Now, the next question is this is more of a comment. I really want to get into a travel business, but I need a good mentor, not just someone to sign me up and leave me to figure it out on my own. So I'll say to this person, as you are doing your research, now this more or less sounds like, you're just looking for a good mentor. I'll say to this, you can search for a good mentor, but anybody can say that. The biggest thing I would say to you is making sure you find someone willing to guide you. And the reason why I say that is because when it comes to saying you want a good mentor in travel, travel is such a big, it's such a big and broad space. There are so many different facets of travel. Like I said, some people like myself only book cruises. You have some people who only book all-inclusive resorts or Caribbean resorts or golf specialists. Like there are so many different areas. So what I would say is just find someone who is willing to talk to you, who won't pressure you, who is eager to, of course, provide you with the best information, and who has patience. Like, patience is such a big thing. Like, no one out here should just, again, like I say, should be trying to force you to join anything. Find someone who has good patience and who will answer your questions. That is one of the easiest ways to find someone who will help you out. As far as a mentor, like I say, when you become a travel agent, versus, just looking for a good mentor, just find someone who can guide you. Because as I look back on my journey, I didn't just glean on one person to teach me everything. More so, showing me a path that I could take that would lead me to success. And that was training, certifications, events, so I could build my business. And of course, continuing to get trained every year so I can grow my knowledge and, of course, take care of my clients. So I hope that helped. And again, if you have more questions, make sure you put them in the comment section below. Now, last but not least, how long does it take to start booking once I get started with a host agency? I'll answer this simply by saying you can get started booking on day one. Now, is that the best path? No, I wouldn't say you want to get started booking on day one because, again, you're just getting access to a new platform that you haven't used before. When you become a travel agent, everyone thinks like, oh, yes, I'm official now. And now I can just start booking everyone's vacations. I've already been using all of these sites, and it's not like that. When you get started now, you are going through this training because there are official processes that you need to use. Now you have access to over 70 vendors that you can use. You won't be using all of the normal sites that you were using before. Now you have access to the real travel agent vendor sites. So it's more than just getting started and starting a book. Now, if you want to, yes, on day one, you can use the booking portal and you can start booking trips. But to not run into so many roadblocks, I always say get started and make sure you go through the training. So, I hope some of these questions answered the many questions that a lot of people out there have. But again, if you're looking to become a travel agent, I have a free masterclass that if you go to the link in the description or becometheagent.com, I'll send you access to that free masterclass and it'll show you exactly how you can become a part of the travel industry from home. So other than that, I hope you got value from today's video and I hope you take care, take charge, and I'll see you in the next video.